It is a wonderful day for the pro-life movement, and it is a wonderful day for all of the unborn babies that actually will now have a voice. So I know there's a lot of work to be done still. I know it will go back to the states. But at the end of the day, this is a step in the right direction for the pro-life movement and for the babies that don't have a voice.
On the other side of the aisle, you have Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She's called on President Biden to put abortion clinics on federal land as part of a plan to skirt the court's decision. What do you make of that? How do you think that that plays out at the state level?
You know, I don't want to comment on my colleague. I think you can figure that out for yourself. But it's typical of the Democrats. I mean, I'm just shocked from my colleagues on the left. They are supposed to be the party of human rights and inclusion. Well, what about the human rights for the baby? Do they not have any rights? I mean, abortion on demand right up until birth. In fact, even as much as after birth. So get your story straight. Do you care about human life or do you not? Do you care? Do you care or not? Just get a concept and stick with it. But you kind of look a little foolish and a lot like you look really hypocritical. Let's just put it that way. That's about as nice as I can say it.
Yeah. Congresswoman, we know that this is one of the most polarizing issues in America. Obviously, this decision was met with celebrations, but also real sadness and concern. What do you say to those people that have real concerns that the conservative justices may make moves or changes when it comes to a contraception or same-sex marriage?
Well, I would first tell them to read the opinion. Because if you look and you actually read the opinion, it specifically stated time and time again that this was a very narrow ruling that was going to return the power to the states. So no way, shape, or form is that going to happen. I mean, at the end of the day, let's stop with the fear-mongering and let's just actually look at the opinion and read the facts. So I don't see that.
Okay. And knowing, of course, what a divisive issue this is, we've heard from a lot of Democratic lawmakers across the country lashing out against this decision. Do you think that governing in Congress is going to be even more divisive going forward?
Unfortunately, I do. And the issue is we need to start debating the actual issue. We need to stop personalizing everything. So when Maxine Waters goes to the streets and incites violence, that's embarrassing. You're a member of Congress. It is your job to de-escalate the situation, not throw a tantrum like a 3-year-old in the grocery store when you don't get a candy bar, right? It's our job to make the laws and to actually have debate. This vile language that we're using to say, I mean, we all took an oath to uphold the Constitution. Perhaps we need to start the next time we get back to Congress as reminding everybody the oath that we took. That was to uphold the Constitution. Like it or not, we are a land of laws. And we have to stop with the vile. If we don't get what we want, we're going to pack the court. And how about we just operate under the rule of law? I think we'll be a lot better off.
Congresswoman, I want to squeeze in one more question before we have to pivot, unfortunately. We know that the president has just signed that Senate gun legislation into law. What measures in this bill do you think will help prevent another mass shooting like Uvalde or Buffalo?
The only piece of that is more money for mental health, because at the root of the problem, guns don't kill people, people kill people. It's not gun violence. All of the other red flag laws and everything else that they put in it, you're not dealing with the root of the cause, which is mental health. So the only positive piece was mental health. Everything else was nothing more than the Democratic gun grab. And that's why I voted no on the bill.
And not even the boyfriend loophole, which would prevent domestic abusers from having a weapon in the home if they live with a partner, spouse, or have a child in the home?
We have a thing called due process. And I think that's a really slippery slope when you begin to go down that. I trust law enforcement. I trust that they do the right thing, provided we give them the tools to do that. But at the end of the day, we have a mental health issue. We don't have a gun issue in this country. It's a mental health issue. And until we start dealing with the root of the problem, that's the issue. And that's where we need to spend our time, our energy, our compassion, is helping the people who have a mental illness. And if you're going to shoot a child and go into a school, clearly that you have a mental health issue that needs to be addressed.
Congresswoman Lisa McClain, we appreciate you being with us. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You too.